Good morning, everybody that's not here. That kind of seems how it is. I don't know why. I'm not even showing that my stream even came up. Let's check this out again. I'm being West Side Gary. He's from the West Side. And so I'm from the West Side too. So I'm trying to be like him. What do you think about that? Anyway, that's where that is. But it didn't even look like my so you take my sunglasses off. Didn't even look like my announcement came up. So who knows? Anyway, let's see what goes on here. We shall see. We shall see. 2 people are watching. And I already got my 1 thumbs down, so we're doing great. I had to run my granddaughter to school this morning. Obviously, I left a message for you guys, but so I wasn't too late, only a minute or 2. Hopefully, everybody had a wonderful weekend and you were able to get some rest or get some stuff done and pay a little bit of respect to our fallen heroes and heroines and to their families. So it was quiet around here. I got one sick one. Dren. These trees over my house are really bad with flowers right now. It looks like it's snowing. Anyway, it looks like Dren's got allergies pretty bad, but night before last, he slept with me, and he's just, yesterday all day, he was running a fever, and he didn't hardly eat anything, and he's dead to the world on the couch right now. He got up in the middle of the night and came downstairs. So he's going to have to go to the doctor today. That's where that's at. It's always something, isn't it? It's supposed to be 91 degrees today. I'm so excited. I love the warmth. That's a little warm, but it stays super cold in the house. So I have, and it's cool in the garage. It's just, that's just how it is. It seldom gets hot in there. We'll see about that this summer since that tree's not shading over the top of it anymore. But anyway, easy enough to open the garage door and let some air in. That's where that is. So everybody's quiet on the Western Front. No comments, no good mornings, no anything. Just my regular people that listen while we jibber jabberish. It is Tuesday morning. I didn't even change my calendar over. That's pretty bad. So hopefully it will be a productive week. I'm curious how everybody's sales were this weekend. Are things picking up for you guys? Are they staying the same? Are they getting worse? Mine picked up. I must have had a payment while I was gone. Print labels and ship within 24 hours. I was waiting for one payment, but it looks like they must have made it. Because, yep. Yep. So I had 13 sales. Good morning, Gina. You know, it's that is so weird because YouTube is slow. And I don't know what's going on, so I'm gonna have to start putting my things out a couple of days, like maybe 3 or 4. Like I put the one for Wednesday out last night. And when I go into my channel on YouTube itself, it didn't even show my scheduled for this morning. And I was like, what the heck is going on here? Who knows? Anyway, so I've just been sitting here babbling. I was Dren's sick, and I had to run Emily to school because Justin didn't get up early this morning, which is fine. So I just ran her to school a little bit early and left a message for everybody that I was running late, and I might be late, but I ended up only being, I don't know, a minute late. Good morning, Mike. How are you? Anyway, so do you sell anything this weekend, Gina? Except for your soul that I bought. I came in here and started all up with my sunglasses on, pretending to be West Side Gary. I don't know if he's lurking or not, but he looks way better than I do. That's his MO. I have your videos, yeah, but for some reason all the lives just seem to come up late these days. Somebody else was saying that. Can't remember who it was. Maybe it's been more than a couple of someone else's. What? Did you never tell me this, or did you tell me this and I forgot it? Because that's probably what happened. Good morning, Scotty. How are you? I'm sorry I missed your show on Sunday. Had a sick grandkid, I should say. I caught the last like 20 minutes of it. And I will be catching up with the rest of it today while I do my. Good morning, Todd. How are you? And Dawn, while you guys are just filing right in. Good morning, Dawn. Scotty, how was your weekend in sales? I just need to give them my bank info and get it fixed, but I want to set up a new account. Oh, yep, I can't blame you there. You can set up that new account online, girlfriend. Not that I think you're stupid, because you're not at all. Yes, I am still good for this Sunday. I got you on my calendar. Oh geez. Well, she didn't transfer over to manage payments. That's why. So she didn't do anything bad. So get this. I have a bunch of Form Bs, wood resurfacing, stripper and all that kind of stuff, that is discontinued, and it sells for a lot of money because people love Form Bs. It's a form. They have yeah, absolutely, Gina. They have wood refinish. He has a wood refinishing. Anyway, I'm sure most people are familiar with it, and it sells for a lot of money because it's discontinued. If you're lucky, you can still find it on some shelves of like some small town hardware stores, privately owned little small mom and pop shops. But the place, good morning, Susie. It's all right. Then the crickets yesterday, and is it crickets or is it cicadas? You have cicadas down there. Sales were really good Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then crickets, then cicadas. Good morning, Miss Jen. So I got all this. I showed it a couple of weeks ago, and well, it had to be about 4 weeks ago in a haul. These sets of Formbees that I got, and they don't even nobody has one. I can't even find one on it because all the Formbee sets that came had 32 ounces of the furniture stripper stuff, and mine has 64 ounces. Anyway, so I get everything, all my draft done, take the pictures and everything, go to list it. It won't let me list it because it's hazardous. Yeah, it's hazardous. And it said that I wasn't choosing the right shipping policy, which I was. I have a shipping policy that's for hazardous, that's ground, because that's the only way you can send this stuff. So I have two different listings. So I go to the next one and I'm like, okay, and same thing. So I called eBay to see what the heck is going on. She couldn't figure it out. She had me do all kinds of stuff. I go, look it. I sold similar off of somebody else's, said this stuff is for sale everywhere. She goes, yeah, I can see that. She goes, it's not banned. And she goes, we went through everything, the categories, you name it. So she told me to wait 24 hours and make a listing from scratch, and we're going to see if that works. And she goes, if that doesn't work, call back. And she goes, we'll figure it out one way or another. And she was stumped too. Couldn't figure it out. I'm not gated. Believe it or not, there are areas, there are things on eBay that you cannot sell if they haven't gated you. Are you guys aware of that? Is anybody aware of the fact that there are items that you cannot sell? They're for sale everywhere and people find them and they comp them, but you cannot sell them because unless eBay has invited you to be one of their preferred sellers of that item, you cannot sell it. Absolutely will not let you sell it. And one of those is Lysol. So I have a vintage bottle of Lysol. It's a little teeny tiny bottle like this. It's brown. And I actually have the box to it, which a lot of people don't have. Floetrol is something that is gated, I believe. I tried to sell it over. Yeah. Anyway, I called in there because this was another situation. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Anyway, and so I called in, and that's what you just gave up. Floetrol. I need to write that down and see what the heck is that, Gina? Flood. I'm writing that down because I'm going to check that out. How's it going, Mike? Flood. Floetrol. Flood is gated. Wow. What is that? Paint for pouring. Oh, okay. Duh. Should have known that because you do that. Anyway, so odd. Just super odd. And the funny thing is I think I paid like $1.50 for all three. Hang on just a second. I have it right here. That's what it is. Formbee's complete refinishing and care kit. And let's see if I can get this light out of the way. If you can see that this one has 64 ounces of furniture refinisher. Anyway, I got three boxes of that. I'm listing it for $159. I got 3 boxes of that. And I knew that they weren't complete. I knew 2 of them were complete. And I thought one of them had been partially used, but it hadn't. So I have 2 full boxes of this. And the other box had 3 small containers of fruit wood stain. And it had 3 more bags of the steel, their Form B's special steel wool pads. So that fruit wood stain, nobody has it. It's like been discontinued forever. So I had 3 of those and 3 extra bags. They're steel. He has a special steel wool pad. So, and each bag has 3 in it. So I listed a multi-quantity listing of 1 thing of the fruit wood stain and 1 bag of 3 things. That will be going for $89. You guys look up Form B's and you will just be floored at what it goes for. You've been away for a while dealing with your mom's estate and work. Yeah, I knew you were. That's hard to do. Good morning, Jen. Jen was busy girl yesterday. Did you get 100? You got 100 listings. Isn't that what you did? I have 47 drafts to take pictures of ready to go this morning when I get done here. And I did something like, can't remember. I think I did 20 listings. I had 14 listings done yesterday morning before 10. And then I stopped for a little bit to do some stuff with the kids. And then I feel like I did 20 yesterday, and then I sat down and did drafts. Monster High dolls. Yesterday, that went for more than channel mascara. That I picked up a bunch of that mascara in different flavors or colors, whatever you want to call it. If you guys didn't see my Instagram yesterday, I sold 2 packages of mascara, Almay mascara. I have a place that I go to that does liquidation. Actually, I have 2 places. There's 4 guys, and they're on the West Coast in Washington, and they run from Vancouver to the top of Washington. And they buy truckloads of discontinued items, and they share them between the 4 of them. 1 is here in Vancouver, and 1 is in Longview. So Longview is where Marie Perlette lives, and it's where my mom's family was raised, the Longview Kelso area. So it's north of me, and it's about, yes, you can absolutely sell the parts from an old salad mixer, and they should go for pretty good money, Mike. Yep. Everything. Anyway, so they have a lot of discontinued makeup at the one store. At the other store, they have more they kind of mix it up a little bit. They have some of the same stuff anyway. 2 of these sold for $41.57. They were on sale. I was running a 20% off sale. Can you see that? Normally it would have been $27.69 for 1. So they got it for 25% off. I paid 25 cents a piece for those. Let's see, you can see, oh no, it's not going to show it. If you see down here, there's my sold listing, but you can see down here other items that I have that are Almay, L'Oreal. I haven't been there for a couple of months, but I need to go there because that's where I get a lot of my discontinued makeup is the one in. Hi, Ella. How are you this morning? If you guys don't follow Ella, and follow her on YouTube and watch her. She is, I know most of you guys do, she is a hoot and a half. Oh, maybe you're 2 hoots. Anyway, so 25 cents a piece. And it's funny because that's where I get all my NYC makeup and what's the other one? Wet and Wild. They don't make that anymore. That's makeup from the 80s, and people are loyal to their brands. The L'Oreal telescopic in the red tube with the little ball on the end of the wand, hook a sister up. I have to write that down. I have to write that down, but I'll look and see if they have. You're talking about mascara, right? I'm writing. I can't write and talk at the same time. Okay. It's the best mascara in the world. I love L'Oreal. I really do. And L'Oreal has, because they're bringing something else in, new brand, new, and it's funny because you and I and everybody else know it's pretty much the same thing in a different package with a different brush. You were Wet and Wild was the thing. Wet and Wild and NYC was so high school. Let's see. I'm 54. You're a little bit younger than me, Jen. But you know what I'm talking about. Good morning, Dawn and Mary and Dawn. If you're both there, if you're not, then just one of you. I know for a fact it's that Dawn's there, but Mary may be there too. Anyway, so people are just super duper duper. I hope I didn't miss anybody, loyal to their brands. And we all know it because there's something that each one of us has that we would just die if they got rid of it. Here's another one. Go on eBay and type in McCormick gluten-free. Now, the funny thing about this is McCormick has been gluten. Most of their spices already are gluten-free. They didn't change the formula. They just changed the packaging. Anyway, then they just changed the packaging back because people caught on to it, right? Well, there's still people out there that are looking for this. And you would be amazed. You would be amazed. And it's not just the taco. Just go on and check out. You use the Revlon fat eyeliner pencil. Oh, I love that. And now all they are making is liquid stuff. I'll look and see, Dawn. Gina. L'Oreal. Oh, no, it's Revlon, right? You said that. Revlon fat eyeliner pencil. I like the eyeliner pencils, and I like the fat. I know exactly which one you're talking about. I'll write that down. What color? It's funny. I had a lady, I had some of the blue Almay mascara, and I had some green. And I had a lady ask me if I had any blue, and I said, I had some blue. I said, but it's all gone. Oh my God. Are you going to get any more? And I said, I don't know. But she's just like, and I feel her pain, you know, you find something that you like, could be a soap, could be a lotion. I bought black. I bought the last one at Walgreens. And that what's good about that is Walgreens is one of the places that they get the discontinued and shelf pulled stuff from. So I'll go down there sometime this week because I need to stock up on some of my other stuff that I'm running low on, see if they got any more in or whatever. But they price it fairly The Longview place is a little higher price than the one in Vancouver, but they price it, I shouldn't say expensive, but for it being a discontinued item, the one in Longview prices there's a little higher than the other stores do. So I just wait. Like with the Tic Tac gum, I got all of that listed, but I'm chewing some because it's good. I don't have to worry about running out of it because I just take some out of my inventory and mark that off, and I have a lot of it because at first they wanted $1.99, which isn't bad. It's way cheaper than it was in the stores. The Suave Milk and Honey body smells just like the Prada candy perfume and is $2 a bottle. Needless info. That's funny. Anyway, just, the same thing with 2 years ago. It was Butterfinger candy bars. They changed the formula. They made it a little healthier. They changed the oil that they were using. And people were freaking out. I can't even tell you how much money I made off of Butterfinger candy bars. And you could tell just by reading the ingredients if they were the old ones or not. But the new ones also had a little thing in the corner. People were so upset over the Butterfinger candy bars. They actually got a petition together, and it was like a national petition that they were, I don't remember how many thousands or whatever signatures they had on it, that they were going to send into the manufacturer to get them to go back to the old recipe. Anyway, so, I know I've mentioned her many, many times, but there is Jen at Thrift to Travel. She does have a YouTube. She hasn't done anything on the YouTube for about a year. She's very, very active on Instagram and extremely active in Instagram stories. And then Brian at Ecom X. Those are two people that, so Jen, Thrift, to, it's all one word on Instagram. You guys know that, right? I'm just gonna do it like this. If you guys want to get a heads up on, Jen actually has lists that she's made up that you can buy, and they're worth buying if you don't have a good memory and you can't remember. She literally has lists of things like on her Instagram. This one, go back to the old Butterfingers or we will have issues. For sure. It was bad. I mean, people were selling, we all were. Mine were the lowest price because it was like I felt sorry for these people, but I found a bunch of them. And you could sell a king size Butterfinger for $30 shipped. It was that bad. Thank you, Jennifer. Anyway, so there are quite a few people out there that's what they do. And that's all they do. And Jen, Thrift to Travel, she is one of them. And she is a very nice person. She lives about 2.5 hours north of me here in Washington. Really, Mike, I kid you not. You could probably, as a matter of fact, you can go on my Instagram and go way back and you'll find some posts on it. You'll find some solds that I did on Butterfingers candy bars. And you could also go on Jen's Thrift to Travel YouTube and probably watch. She probably had a video with some of that in there. But yeah, I mean, right now, I don't know if you guys are aware of Red Bull has the special flavors out. Nestle saving people from diabetes, one ingredient switch at a time. That's hilarious. It is true. If you guys aren't aware of the fact that Red Bull, I mean, I don't drink Red Bull. I've never liked it, but here's the deal. They have have been putting special flavors out. They had a flavor out, right? They have dragon fruit. Yep. They actually have quite a few flavors. Monster has one out too. I just saw a post by somebody. They made a similar flavor to it, but they're just temporary, like seasonal flavors, right? And so, what you want to do is find out which ones are selling the best, because the flavors that they have out right now are going to go away. They're just summertime flavors. But the flavor that people are really after, yeah, people are really jonesing for Butterfingers. The flavor that people are really after is the red cranberry and the dragon fruit from Christmas time. And there's an orange. Kid you not, just type into the search on eBay, Red Bull discontinued, or just Red Bull. You'll see it. You'll figure it out real quick. Another item is one of the Mountain Dew flavors that they just come out with during the summer and stuff like that. Hey, Paul, good morning. How are you? How was your weekend? So I was hoping that Aqua Girl Annette would come in here, because she has a bunch of discontinued candy and gum and stuff, and I didn't get back to her this weekend because life was just busy, but I got to help her get those listed, because she and her family, you guys, almost all you guys know who I'm talking about, sell on Amazon, and she has a poop ton of candies and gums. I think it's mostly gums and mints that they ended up getting. They weren't allowed to sell it during the shutdown, because it wasn't considered a needy item, or what do they call that? Anyway, it wasn't something that they had to pull all their inventory back or whatever. And so she had no clue that you could sell discontinued items and stuff on eBay. And it's not like you can just, her and Gypsy are at the bins with Philly. That's good. I knew they were all going to meet up. I didn't realize it was today. That's why they're not on. That's all right. So, there's a, because her main platform, I think, is Amazon. Annette's main platform is anyway. So, and blah, 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 blah. Are they filming live, Jennifer? Or are they going to film live? They're 3 hours ahead, so they might already be there ahead of me. Well, so are you. Duh. Anyway, so that's, you guys keep your eyes open for that stuff, and sometimes it's good necessity. Good morning, Paul. Jen says good morning. So, what movie did you go see last night, Jen? No. Okay. Thank you, Jennifer. Sometimes it's good to follow couponers, because they get a lot of stuff for cheap. A Quiet Place 2. Was it good? I need A Quiet Place 2. Because the couponers get stuff sometimes for free. Sometimes they get paid to buy it. They know their poop. Trying to get better with my language. It doesn't always happen, but I'm working on it. Anyway, so you can find out real quick stuff that's being discontinued and gotten rid of. They will tell you. I mean, there's people that will tell you what to look for codes wise on the prices at Costco, stuff that Costco's getting ready to not carry anymore. Give me a heart. You're too young for that. That's funny. In other words, you got the poop scared out of you a couple times. Anyway, so discontinued items are a big thing, and we all know that in a lot of hard goods and stuff that we find, Sony items and little electronic things that people are want to have. But a lot of people don't think about it in forms of makeup. And there's Excedrin discontinued, Excedrin PM migraine, and people were just going out of their mind. So just stuff like that. So I always try to share stuff like that, or even just somebody else that's Big Lots is a good place. Yes, it is. Uh-oh, sold something. Hopefully it was. I sell a little bit of everything. I can't help myself. Oh, that's my Alias account. I was going to say my phone's over there. Oh, no, I signed into eBay on this account, on my account. Why isn't my other phone? That's really weird. That's really weird. This is my old phone. I have it logged into my second account, and my phone that's logged into my primary account is my regular phone. It did not cha-ching, but my other one did, because I was teaching somebody last night how to take pictures with their phone on eBay, and not laughing at them or teasing them or anything. You've seen a few posts on the Dollar Tree selling Bang energy drinks and flavors like champagne, which I had never even seen before. Looked up a couple in my area, but no luck. Yeah, exactly. So you never hear your Etsy cha-ching when you sell. Does Etsy make a noise? I've never sold on Etsy. I need to start. Is Etsy supposed to make a noise, Jennifer? Or can you set it up with a noise, or does it come with a noise? How about Mercari? I seriously need to start listing, cross-posting, or just listing certain things. Nope, I have no preference as long as it produces money. As long as it's legal, I'll sell it. And it's actually a good thing. Etsy will play a notification if you set it up that way. That's cool. They are hit and miss on flavors. Key lime pie is bomb, and so is that sounds. I've never drank Bang. I've sold their hats. They have these really cool hats that have an LED that goes all the way around, and it goes into the hat band, and then back up here there's a little small area that holds 3 of those little watch batteries. You have never been able to get your eBay to cha-ching. It's something to do with, do you reset your phone every night when you go to bed? Do you not shut it down, but reset it? Like if you push the button on the side, the reset, every night when I go to bed, I reset it, because this is a computer. You need to do that. You should do that every night when you go to bed. You need to do it at least once a day. It's like shutting your computer. It's like shutting your computer off. You don't leave your computer running constantly. You shut it down at night when you're done with it. That's something a lot of people don't know. And you don't know who does and who doesn't. So it's not to make anybody feel stupid or anybody feel like think I know something. I don't. I just know that. I'm lazy. I throw it under the pillow and pray to God the alarm goes off in the morning. Oh, that's hilarious. No, so just reset it, and then when you start back up, when you see, there's that cha-ching from that cha-ching. It's hilarious. If you have problems with it still, you want to uninstall the eBay app from your phone and then reinstall it. And it doesn't take anything away. It just, I don't know what it does. Sometimes you just need to do that. It's a computer, right? Anyway, so there's your helpful hint. Those are so good but short-lived and hard to find. What did we miss? Cotton candy grapes. They have those at Costco. That's where I see them mostly. Oh, yeah, they have a very short run season. To get the cha-ching, I had to make sure my notifications were on for the phone and apps, and that it was in the eBay app, 3 places. Well, mine are, and they work, but last week I stopped getting the cha-ching. So, and I had not reset my phone the night before, and I don't know what was going on. A couple other people in other chats were having problems with stuff with the eBay app on their phone too. So I just, every once in a while, it seems like every 6 months or so, and even though you update it, because it tells you to update your app, every once in a while, I just uninstall it and reinstall it. That's where you find mine, Dawn. Trader Joe's. Yep. I love Trader Joe's. Anyway, so what day was it? Thursday or Friday? I wasn't getting any alerts, but I was making sales. I would see them. I would see my alerts, but I wasn't hearing anything. It's so depressing when you don't get alerts. You think you're going around all day, especially, and then you pull your phone out of your pocket or wherever. Like if I'm doing yard work and stuff, I usually put my earbuds in and I stick my phone in my pocket and off I go. So I don't hear the alerts when I have my earbuds in. And then 3 hours later, when you come back from weed eating and mowing and all of that stuff, and you've got all these nice little row of eBay sales, it's kind of depressing that you didn't get to hear all those cha-chings, because it's such a lovely sound. Your cha-ching only lasts for a little bit, then it just will not work. So you just use some other sound. Oh, there you go. You can do that too. Anyway, so you guys are all up on the changes that are happening we talked about last week. Lots of people talking about them. You would love to see a row of eBay sales. Well, get your bank stuff taken care of, girlfriend, and then you will, because you have awesome stuff to sell. I didn't do a it's the elementary school calling to find out if I'm going to take Dren to the doctor's office, because duh. All this crap that you have to do. Every morning I have to fill out a questionnaire. They send me an email for each kid, and I have to fill out and answer all these questions to see if they are eligible to come to school if they're not sick. Every morning I have to do that. And then if they are sick, the school nurse calls to check on them. Do y'all have any summer vacation or staycation plans? I haven't been on a vacation since the last time I went to eBay Open. Dren has allergies, we have found out. These 2 trees over the house in the garage, the black locust, they are blooming right now. And they're super hard on Justin. And then they're cutting hay. My brother and one of the other guys are cutting hay. And that just about does Justin in. Justin was so bad on, today is Tuesday, on Saturday, he literally had to go lay down. And then Sunday morning when he woke up, he looked like, he goes, I feel like I have a hangover and I didn't even get to drink anything. Hangover, excuse me. And so Dren was sneezing like crazy. Day before yesterday, not night before last, he slept with me, has a fever, he's coughing, his nose is runny. Yeah. Well, I don't know what you guys are more densely populated in PA than we are here, and I don't know what your rates are, but it's not a joke around here. I mean, one of my best friends from childhood just died 2 weeks ago. So, yep, I do. If I don't get it from my cousins, then I get it from some local people down the road here. As a matter of fact, my son just asked me where I got the last stuff. And I told him, and he goes, oh, okay, well, when I come out on Sunday, I'll get some more, because I buy the quart jars, and it usually lasts 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe. The pure stuff, yep. And usually, I usually get the blackberry, but, and I won't go into that. What are the trees that leave the green slime on your driveway? Cottonwoods or a biatch right now? I don't know what leaves a green slime. I've never had any of those. Green slime. Cottonwoods are usually the ones that get everybody really, really, really bad. But the black locusts, or even just the locust, period. Thanks, Mike. They're a beautiful tree. You guys have seen many pictures of them. And right now they're blooming, and they look like my mom was over the other day, and we were looking at them, and she goes, they remind me of that's kind of a close-up. Can you see the blossoms on them? That's the one over the house. And that's what that looks like. This little scraggly piece is the one between the house and the garage. But can you see the white on them just from there? And I'm standing clear out by my driveway. Just trying to enlarge that. Blossoms of death. Is what that is. Anyway, so Dren is on the couch. He came down last night. Used to buy honey in 5-gallon buckets. Yep. It's been a while since I've seen. You could probably get 5-gallon buckets from just about anybody that sells it, but they don't like market the 5-gallon buckets, but that's the best way to get it. When my mom got remarried a few years after, it was more than a few years after my dad died, and her husband lived in Montana, a little tiny town called Kalispell. And when she would go, they would travel back and forth between here and there. She would bring back, that's good. That's good, Paul. That's really good. She would bring back gallons of it. But my cousin used to have hives here, and he did honey. And then I have another cousin that lives up north, and they do a lot of honey. And so a really good thing to take also, if you guys have really bad allergies, if you can find somebody that's local, you need to have the local honey, because it has the pollens. It's made from the pollens in your local area. If you can get bee pollen itself and take that, Used to live in Great Falls, Montana back in the early 80s. I love Montana. Hi, Janet. Janet's working. She's at work. She's listening on the side. I love Montana. The people there are just so friendly. I just can't handle the weather. It's either scorching hot or freezing cold. There is really no middle ground. So, yeah. I took allergy shots for once a week for 8 years, maybe 9 years. So I don't have the problems that I had when I was a kid. There must be a trick to having honey in the house. It seems like every time, oh, wow, that jumped. Every time I do, everything gets sticky. It's a sticky mess. Somewhere around here, somewhere close by. I want the kids to stay in the same school district. I've tossed around the idea of building a house on my mom's property, where my mom's keeping a piece of the property where her house is. Somebody's going to have to end up taking care of her. My oldest brother, Joe, said that he thinks he's going to be the one. I would love for him to, because he wants to. But they are caring. I wouldn't say caring for, but my sister-in-law, Tammy's parents, they built a brand new house. I want to say it's been for 5 years. I don't think it's been that long. 3 or 5 years, something like that. And the basement is like a daylight basement, but the basement they made into like her parents live in the basement. And her mom has a bad back, and so they are helping to take care of her parents right now. Not that that means anything, because, they would take care of my mom in a heartbeat, but we'll see. And you guys keep pay attention to my channel, because, okay, so tomorrow night, Lissa will be on with me, and we're going to talk about glass and pottery. We're not going to get too totally in depth, but we are going to talk about glass and pottery, some of the things that you should be looking for. So that'll be interesting, and we will have show and tell of things to look for. But my mom has quilted, tatted, sewed. She sewed all of our clothes for years. She is 3/4 of her upstairs of her house she built is her quilting room. She has a long arm quilter. She teaches quilting, and she has been the judge for knitting and home goods and sewing and stuff at many of the local fairs here for years. So I am going to try to, I don't have anything, the last picture, I was looking for a picture of my mom and I together. She lives 1/4 mile down the road. The last picture I have of my mom and I together was when I was having chemo in 2011, and that's pretty sad. So Karen and Janet will understand this. I don't have a bad relationship with my mom. I don't have a good relationship with my mom. We are so much alike. Let's just put it out there. She knows this. We are so much alike that we just don't get along. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for her. Same for vice versa. She gets along really well with my sister. They hang together. They do everything together. And that is awesome. My sister just turned 60. She's 2.5 years into stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. They gave her 4 years. So my mom could spend every day with her, and it would not hurt my feelings, because my sister's not going to be around for that much longer. And if you look at the time frame. Anyway. Hey, buddy. Emmy's at school. How you feeling? Yucky? Yeah? Yeah? You gonna go lay back down? Yeah. Anyway, so I am going to integrate her into a couple of our Wednesday night. Let's talk about this. I want her to And you guys should see her house. She's got about 40 different quilts hanging up that she did or she finished that my grandmother or great-grandmother did, all of the Afghans, that kind of stuff. And my mom crochet. She doesn't crochet as much. She doesn't like that as much. She knits. She's tatted. She has the old 1800s, circa 1800, late 1800s, beginning of the 1900s. The Salvation Army had circular sock knitting machines, and they would send them out. At that point in time, I think they were like $25, which was a lot of money back then. If you made a certain amount of socks and donated them back for the guys in the military, then you got to keep your machine. Anyway, there's a huge society. Talk about collectors. There's a huge collector society for those and people that use them. And my sister has taught how to use those. And between my mom and my sister, I think they probably have 50 machines. I know my sister has a shit ton because I designed a specific kind of shelf for her to mount hers on when she wasn't using them, the different styles. That was in 2008. So that's been a while, but most of my socks that I wear are handmade by them. So I want to bring my mom into a couple of my lives. Number one, for her knowledge. Well, number one, because I want to do something with her. And number two, she's a hoot. Number three, you probably have, my mom has a butt ton of feather lights and all of that. I mean, Karen, wow. Janet, when you said you did that stuff, I was just like, you would be, and we've bought my mom some very special ones. You know, my sister and I have feather light sewing machines and she uses them. I know, I saw your shelf. I saw your shelf in the background when you were showing that, the latest contraption that Babes made for you in your video. You can see back in the back, because I was looking. You can see back in the back your shelf with all your machines on it. This is going to be a live show, but it'll be back on. So every Wednesday, 7 p.m. my time. We started last week, and we talked about, what did we talk about last week? Oh my goodness, that's horrible. No, I'm just joking. Last week we talked about glass. And it's just that, we're not getting super in depth right now. So once we run the gambit of things, then we may come back in and be super in depth on maybe one, manufacturer or something like that. We'll see. But quilts are big, and they've always been big. But the thing is that I'm noticing more and more guys looking at stuff like that, because people like Matt, part-time picker, and you'll even see Pete, Craigslist hunter, sometimes are showing these things. And so people don't know how to tell if it is a hand stitched quilt, or is it a machine? Is it a hand piece quilt that's been machine quilted? Is it a machine sewn quilt that's been machine quilted? Is it all hand done? How can you date it? Stuff like that. A lot of male quilters. Yes, very much so. Absolutely. Probably should take this. Hello?
This is an important message from Law Center School. To listen to the message, press 1 or simply stay on the line. Hello, this is a message from the attendance desk at Law Center Elementary School calling to inform you that our records show that your student, Dren Griffith, was absent today. Press 0 to excuse the absence by leaving a please leave your message after the beep. Press the pound key when finished.
Hi, it's Noelle Griffith. Apparently, I didn't realize that if your child doesn't qualify for the to come to school because they're sick that I had to call him in too. So anyway, he is sick. He's having problems with allergies. We're going to try to get him into the doctor today. He probably won't be at school tomorrow either. Thank you. Bye. Really? There you go. Did they find your Cadillac? Oh, heavens. Anyway, so there you go. That's how you handle that. So that's what I want to do. And so knitting and Afghans and stuff like that. And just good morning, Regina. And just, you know, things like that a lot of people would be interested in, but that they don't feel confident or know enough about to have any idea as to what to do. So for skipping school back in the day, yeah, well, I just worked in the office, so I wrote my own notes because I was the one that filed them too. Have a wonderful day. You too, Dawn. Thanks for stopping in. And Regina, you too. Anyway, so that's what I'm hoping to get my mom to do a few of those. And then if she doesn't feel comfortable doing the lives, but I think she will, then I'm just gonna get her to do some recorded content, and I will get it that way, one way or another. Anyway, so old quilts can go for very good money. I have 5 of them that were given to me, and one of them, and they are all late 1800s, 1900s, and one of them actually has a date written on it that you can still see partially, and I need to get those up. But you know, there are so many designs and so many different things that, you know, and a lot of people will sell baby quilts for just dirt freaking cheap. And a quilt is a quilt is a quilt. And, you know, it doesn't matter if it's a baby quilt or a twin size quilt or queen or king size quilt. They take a lot of work. And it doesn't matter if it's just a plain quilt that somebody has cross stitched. That's a lot of work. It just doesn't matter. And the same with Afghans. Now the problem with Afghans, or the ones that are really popular right now is the Roseanne Afghan, right? The one with the black granny squares. That's crochet. That's 100% crochet. Those granny squares, anything you see with a granny square is crochet. And then after that, and there are a lot of other designs that are crochet, but the ones that really take the time and energy, crocheting is actually fairly fast. If you've ever done it, and I'm not saying it's not effortless. Don't get me wrong there, because it takes time and it takes talent to do all of it. Those granny square quilts, each one of those squares is made separately, and then you got to come back in and sew and put them together. So when I see people go, oh, this has an issue here and an issue here, it's so easy to fix. It's not even funny. You get a piece of yarn, you put it in a yarn needle, which is about this big and it has a big eye, and you sew those back together. Super simple. When you find a quilt, a granny square Afghan that is coming apart, and you can get it for a couple of bucks, and you can sit in front of the TV or whatever and fix it super easy. You're almost crazy not to. I know why a lot of people don't, because a lot of people just don't have time for projects, and I get that. But you know, that's and Karen can help too, and I can help with the identifying quilt patterns too. But you know, and I'm gonna start having people on. Melissa and I are gonna start having people on eventually when we talk about certain things, that is their thing, that is their one and only, that's their they know everything that there is to know about that thing that we're going to talk about. So I'll be calling on a bunch of you because how many of you guys in the chat follow Scotty, Antiques and Profits? He buys a lot of old rusty farm equipment, farm stuff, doors, old doors. Scotty, I got to send you a picture of, I had about 30 old doors, and my mom she wouldn't let me give them to her. It was either 4 or 6. My uncle, her brother, is a carpenter. He's a master carpenter. He owns his own business, has for years. Hola! Yes, I know. I'm gonna have you on, Janet. Trust me. You're on my list. You're on my short list. Anyway, what was I talking about? Scotty, doors. My mom, I'm going to go take a picture of it today because I want to go down there and have her look, either today or tomorrow. I need to go down to her house and have her take a look at these older quilts that I have because I need to get them listed. And I was thinking to myself yesterday, I have pictures of them and they're nice, but I was thinking I could take them down there and hang them on the door. She had a barn door, a big, huge barn door made out of them that slides all the way to the house, and that is where she parks her lawnmower. She's got a zero turn. My mom's 78. She's got a zero turn sit down lawnmower that she mows the yard and the field with, and then that's where she keeps her weed eater and all that stuff. So, and then it just slides back. It is the coolest thing ever. You hate when people call my cell phone. Don't they realize that I don't use my phone for that? No joke. Your mom collected doors too. They're worth a lot of money. I don't know what condition that they're in, if they're still in good money. But even took them all to rehouse on consignment. Wow. Yep. Even if they're falling apart, that wood is still worth money. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I know I've said it before. 78, yep, and still tearing it up on a zero turn. Yep, she is. So every once in a while when she pulls it into there's a little ramp that goes up into it. She misses the ramp on one side and takes the wheel off, and then one of us has to go down there and put the wheel back on for her. Hi, Shelly. Good morning. The hardware is super valuable, 100%. You guys look up on eBay in the search barnwood. Just look it up. Little pieces of barnwood and bigger pieces, whatever, different sizes. You'd be amazed. So when you drive past or go to those estate sales and they have an old barn and they have an old shed and they have an old shed lean-to full of wood. Well, we all know that wood's really super expensive right now. And so I am noticing, and I don't know if you guys are, that that's one of the first things that the guys are going after is the wood at the estate sales. They are literally buying the wood that people hoard, because we all do to an extent. They're going in and buying up the wood from these places because they're getting it for dirt cheap. All right, I don't know who's calling me from New York, but it's not a good time to call. Gonna list some toothpicks on eBay as wood seeds. That's hilarious. You better know what variety of wood seeds you got going on there. They might get sent back for an INAD. Not an item not as described. Oh, that's hilarious. Anyway, so lots of things to think about. And you guys, when you're in the Wednesday night lives that we have, if you have things that you are interested in learning, then let us know, because I'm starting a list of stuff. So Lissa was kind of pottery and glass all together. She goes, you can't do that. And I go, pottery and ceramics all together. And I said, yes, you can, because Hall has pottery and Red Wing, and they all have pottery and then they have ceramics. So they do go together. Now, you could do many sessions on just one or the other, but right now we're coming in broad and showing pieces and getting people's minds for different variety, different one pottery that a lot of people don't know about is Red Wing. People hear Red Wing and you think what? What do you think when you hear Red Wing? I'm waiting for somebody to drop it in the chat, because I know somebody's going to. You hear the words Red Wing, what do you think it is? I Googled every term Tim said last night in his sale. Apparently my phone's listening to me. I have two. So I actually live about 45 minutes from Red Wing. It's a small town in Minnesota. Yeah, what else is, what do most people think of when you hear Red Wing? Goes on your feet. Red Wing boots. That's what most people think of. It's amazing to me how many people I've heard that from. Red Wing pottery and Red Wing ceramics are like, trying to think of who I know. Red Wing boots, but some of the all of the pottery is super expensive. You don't see a lot of it. It's very rare. Thanks, Justin. So Red Wing pottery. I found a vase at an estate sale that Marie and I went to. I saw it many times, but it was almost impossible to get to. Well, the last day they were giving stuff away for free. And every time I walked past this it was a little closet, literally a door like this that went under the stairs. And way in the back, I could see this vase. And I thought it was the coolest colors, because it's the colors I like. But everybody's like, Marie's like, that thing's ugly. What'd you get that for? And a lot of other people did too. But it was a line that Red Wing did for less than a year, because it was during the war and it was super intensive for them to do it. So they stopped doing it and they only made a few pieces in a certain colors. That vase, I believe I sold for either $400 or $600. I forget. I couldn't even find anything to comp on it. The last one of that style and design in a smaller shape that had sold in like 2014 for like $700 or $800. I don't remember. Originally from Minnesota, so we have some of the nice big Crocs. Yeah, Red Wing is really more known for their Crocs, but they also did ceramics and pottery, smaller pottery, stuff like that too. And a lot of people aren't aware of that. And the Red Wing collectors are die-hard collectors. Stillwater, cool. You're about 25 minutes northeast of me. There you go. Anyway, so that'll be, and I actually happen to have another piece of Red Wing pottery that I was given. Can't make that shit up, you guys. I unfortunately, and I say that, have a photographic memory. And in many areas of my life, it has been a good thing, but in many areas of my life, like school and that kind of stuff, it has not been a good thing, because it just allows me to procrastinate. and not get the grades that I should have gotten because I knew I could just whiz through something and half-ass it and still get a decent grade. So I have played that, and I just listen. I listen, and because have been an inspector for so many years, I watch and I listen and I learn. And it's just who I am. So, and I ask questions. I was that kid that was always asking the questions and always being told to shut up, or because I said, or that kind of stuff. So, that's just me. And I don't have a problem, rolling my sleeves up and fixing something. So the I have a bunch of red wing Crocs here. I have one of I was trying to think what number it is. I can barely pick it up. I think they were supposed to be selling it for $100, and they thought it was $10. And I asked him, I said, is this $10 or is it $100? And he goes, you know what? I don't know, and I don't care. And I'm tired of running back and forth to the house to ask my wife, and this was my mom's, so you can have it for $10. And I was like, I'm paying for this and getting the hell out of here. And he goes, that's probably a good idea. He goes, or at least put it in your car. Anyway, so, I would have bought it for $100 too, because it was well worth it. The size, and it has the wooden floating lid in it so that you can do, it's one of the ones that you would want to do sauerkraut in. It's that big. You hardly ever get to the west side of the cities, but you should make a day trip. You should. Too many questions. You don't know if you don't ask. You do find better deals at the huge antique mall. And I think that there's a lot of, if you guys follow George, the Antique Nomad, you'll see. And a lot of people, especially resellers, don't want to go into the antique malls because they think there's nothing to be had there. Ephemera is one thing that you can get for dirt cheap, because you'll see people that have booths and they specialize in ephemera. You're probably not going to get a deal there, but you'll also see people that dabble in it because they find it when they go places and they have no idea what they have. So, it's just one of those things. You know what you're looking for, and you have, if you're going to the antique malls, you can always find something to resell there. And there's also how many people close their booths down. And Scotty, if he's still in here, he has a booth. Scotty, when do you guys get out of lockdown if you're still here? You might not be here because we're down to 10 people. Dawn and Mary are live, and let's see, today is Tuesday, so Eric will be X Pickers back on. Anyway, June 14th for Canada. Wow, they really added more time on. That Carter's not in here. He's at work, that's why. And Carter P, you'll see him a lot in the chat. Carl, the lazy reseller. Scotty, Antiques and Profits. I found a 1950s articulated abalone shellfish bottle opener from Mexico for $6, sold comps. Wow, nice. That's really nice. I have a tote. I think it's a 12-gallon tote that has about 80 abalone shells in it. I paid $3 a piece for them. They're the red abalone shells from California. I got to figure out what to do with them. I can sell them on eBay. I'm kind of like hoarding them because they're hard. You can't get them anymore. You can't fish for it. Still listen. That's fine. So anyway, Scotty, Antiques and Profits, and Chris. It's not Thrift Beast. Chris. I never can remember the name of his show, and that's stupid. Chris is on with Scotty every Sunday, and then Chris has a show on Wednesdays. I'm going to link Chris. I'm going to put Chris and Scotty in my description this week, and I will be on Scotty's show next Sunday, which is the 6th. It's at, I think it starts at 5 o'clock Pacific. Chris's Treasures. Thank you, Janet. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I'm old, and I've been chemicalized a few times. So Scotty, Antiques and Profits, and Chris from Chris's Treasures has a show on Wednesdays, and Chris and his wife, and then Scotty and his wife, and then Chris and Scotty do Chris is like Scotty's cohort on Sundays. Anyway, so this next Sunday, June 6th, I'll be on Scotty's show, and Friday at, I don't remember what time, I'm going to be on Carol Butterfly Hustle's show for an hour Friday afternoon. And then tomorrow night we have our second episode of Let's Talk About It. And tomorrow night is going to be pottery and ceramics. So with that said, it's 9:30. I got to go check on the little guy and get him a doctor's appointment made. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and go get your shipping done if you haven't already. That's what I got to go do. So talk to you all later. Thanks for dropping in. Thanks for listening to me yammer, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.